difficulties. Hopefully we can get that connection fixed, and if so, we'll go back to the presser. In the meantime, we want to get you up to date on the current conditions and what's happening now with the hurricane. And we have on the phone with us right now Caleb Elliott. He's a storm tracker. He's in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where conditions are deteriorating very rapidly there. Good afternoon, Caleb.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am great, thanks. How are you? Tell us about what conditions are like right now.
The winds have been increasing throughout the day periodically. We had the initial rain band that came through and brought 70-mile-an-hour winds with it, and when it blows in between these buildings, it even gets stronger in between there. So there were some palm branches that went down and some pretty strong gusts and some heavy rain, and then from there it's been progressively getting, worse and worse conditions throughout the day.
What kind of orders are in place, and are people in shelters now?
Yeah, FEMA, I guess, had set up a few shelters around here for people to relocate to, where they had meals prepared and water, bottled water, that sort of thing. Here at the hotel where we're at, they've got a number of the doors and windows like touch-a-foam across the bottom. They put foam around the bottom and sealed the doors, tied them all shut, so that if there is a problem with storm surge, that it would be, potentially drier and not breach the hotel.
And what is the reaction from the people there? Is everybody taking the storm seriously?
Oh, yeah. There are a number of the tourists and guests that were here yesterday left on early morning flights today. The ones that decided to remain, they're very inquisitive about what's going on, that nobody's going outside. The streets are, for the most part, empty, except for the occasional police officer that drives by with their lights on. So, for the most part, businesses are boarded up. People are taking the warnings and precautions pretty serious.
What is the biggest concern in Puerto Rico?
Where we're at right now in San Juan, our biggest concern for the moment is storm surge. We've got northerly winds blowing all this water this direction, and mix that with the tide, and as the eye wall gets closer, there's a possibility that you could see some storm surge effects on the hotels that are along here. But for the most part, it hasn't become an issue yet, and we're kind of hoping that the eye wall will stay a little bit further to the north and veer off so that it kind of spares this city.
All right. What are you doing personally to keep yourself safe?
I'm on the 11th floor.
Okay.
But other than that, no, it's relying upon experience doing this for a couple of years now, and there's places to go and times to be out, and we just kind of try to stick to that.
Okay. Do you live there, Caleb? Or did you go there for the storm?
No, I actually came here for the storm. I live in Kansas City.
Okay, interesting. And also, I just wanted to ask you, you're planning on staying there and riding out the storm then?
Oh, yeah. We plan on being here at least for 4 or 5 days, and if a landfall were to take place, we'd definitely be here a lot longer. But fortunately, I think this is going to, like I said, the eye wall is about 50 miles to our east-northeast right now. And once this passes by, our understanding is that some of the airlines should have operating flights by midday tomorrow if significant damage hasn't been occurring at the airport.
Okay, Caleb Elliott, thanks so much for that information. We appreciate your live pictures and your report. Hopefully you will stay safe, and maybe we'll check back in with you later on in the hour. In the meantime, we'll head back over to Nick.
Yeah, we are really keeping our fingers crossed, as the folks are there in San Juan, Puerto Rico, that they won't feel the brunt of the winds there in the eye wall. Some people say that having a concrete brick wall is the best protection in a hurricane. But our senior hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross, tells us whether that's really true or not.
The materials used to build your home and the way it's constructed determine if it'll stand up to hurricane-force winds. So it's important to know what kind of bones make up the skeleton of your house. Some things that seem like they would keep you safe, like concrete, can be deceptive. So the question is my home safe during a hurricane if it's built with concrete blocks? Now, you'd think you'd be safe in a concrete block home in a hurricane, but we're going to check that out. We're going to shoot a 2x4 at a non-reinforced concrete block wall and see how it stands up. Ready for the concrete block test? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, Mike, that was dramatic. All right, what happened here?
Well, we have 8-inch non-reinforced concrete blocks. The 2x4 penetrated the outer face of the concrete block and only stopped when it hit the inner face of the concrete block.
So the lesson here is that flying debris in a hurricane can go through concrete blocks. This 2x4 is moving at 34 miles per hour. In an extreme hurricane, debris might be moving faster than that. So you can't have a false sense of security. Just because you're in a concrete block home does not mean that debris can't go all the way through. So the bottom line is you need to stay away from the exterior walls during the peak of the storm. So what do you do if you have concrete walls? Well, you're best off if the concrete walls are reinforced with steel. During a storm, stay away from exterior walls just in case. And before a storm hits, have a safety plan for you and your family.
Yeah, great advice, because we're talking about winds that are going to be incredibly strong, particularly in the center of this hurricane. Let's talk a little bit about the wind in terms of categories, all right? The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale has 5 categories. Category 1, 74 to 95 mile per hour winds. Category 2, 96 to 110, 111 to 129 for Category 3. A Category 4 hurricane, which we may very well see in Florida, 130 to 156 miles per hour. A Category 5 is 157 miles per hour and more. And of course, that is what we have with Irma. The potential damage increases exponentially. A Category 2 is not just 2 times a 1, it's 10 times a Category 1. A Category 4 would be 250 times the power of a Category 1, and a Category 5, 500 times that of a Category 1. A lot of folks perhaps in Florida recently have experienced those low-end hurricanes, if we could call it that, but not a Category 4 in 12 years.
Currently in our